On the news this morning, Governor Obiano reassures on upgrading facilities at Obunike Cave, Oye Council area. UNICEF intensifies awareness campaign against open defecation in communities. Suicide attacks killed 3 persons and injured many in Borno State. On the foreign scene, Algeria Parliament to name interim president tomorrow, following resignation of Abdelaziz Bouteflika. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Mwokoye. Anambra State Government has extended hand of partnership to private investors for reconstruction of facilities at Obunike Cave. Governor Willie Obiano, who stated this at Obunike Oye Council area, said the state had completed the design for upgrading of infrastructure in the cave in order to meet global standards. He noted that the infrastructure, when upgraded, would attract more tourists and increase the state's internally generated revenue. The governor said that his administration embarked on reconstruction of many roads in Obunike and has asphalted 80% of the road and promised to install streetlights and other standard road furniture on the completed roads. Christians have been urged to embrace the cross for their salvation. The Archdeacon of Agolo Group of Churches, Archdeaconry, and Vicar of St. Stephen's Church, Agolo, Venerable Silas Ike, who made the call in his sermon during a church service, said that the blood shed on the cross of Calvary is supreme. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye has details of the report.
Venerable Ike explained that the blood cleans, liberates, and sets sinners free as Christ built the church with his blood, charging Christians to remain conquerors and victorious through the blood and forget about the sacrifice made to idols which has no value.
Through the blood of Jesus Christ, we know that the physical blood shed on the cross has a spiritual implication for us Christians. Through the shedding of the blood, the salvation of God has reached us.
Similarly, the parish priest of St. Andrew's Catholic Church, Adazinuhu, Reverend Father Michael Onwubiko, in his homily said Christ is the solution and answer to life challenges and urged Christians not to lose hope, for Christ is with them at all times, especially those who have faith. Reverend Father Onwubiko lamented that some Christians ran from pillar to post in search of solutions to their problems.
We should not lose hope. Let's contact my family ourselves, in our families, in our places of work, whatever we are doing, any misfortune in our lives, that should not be so. But Christ is here to help us and make tomorrow to be better in our lives, whatever we are doing. But we must have hope in Him.
In another sermon, the vicar of St. Luke's Anglican Church, Agolo, Venerable Dr. Geoffrey Moloku, asked Christians to live in the fear of God and believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, which he said is the basis of Christianity. Meanwhile, the Bishop of Christland Family International, Oka, Bishop Silva Ede, has urged Christians to pursue God's promise and remain faithful. Bishop Ede said it is important for Christians to stop pursuing prophecy but trust solely in God.
Muslims and other religions fight for their God. We don't fight for our own God. Our God is not an able. He will take care of himself. Are you hearing me? Because the God the God I need to fight for cannot defend me.
Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Thank you so much, Amaka. Moving on, some communities in Agwata, Idemele South, Newi North, and Anambra East local government areas have failed the open defecation-free ODF certification exercise conducted in the areas. The certification exercise organized by the Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA, in collaboration with UNICEF, was held in Oka and lasted for a period of 10 days. Peter O'Shea has details.
Speaking on the objectives of the exercise, Mrs. Olichi Wonkwo, the sanitation officer of Ruwasa, noted that the essence was to successfully certify those communities that claim to be open defecation free. She also noted that the exercise was aimed at strengthening the capacity of the 25 Sustainable Development Goals members on the revised open defecation free certification protocol. Also speaking, Mr. Clement Chigo, who inspected Oba in Idemili South Council area, noted that most communities had good toilets, but the major problem was lack of hand-washing facilities. On his part, Mr. Felix Ude, who inspected Idemili South, observed that some communities like Dunoegbo Nobi were ODF. In Oka, Ushe reporting for ABS News.
The Managing Director, Anambra State Waste Management Authority, ASWAMA, Mr. Amechi Akora, has urged Anambra residents to avoid burning of waste materials or bushes in their areas to avoid endangering lives and properties. Speaking with newsmen in Oka, Mr. Akora pointed out that burning of waste materials was an offense against the law. We have details.
Mr. Akora said the agency has sustained mass awareness against bushfires and burning of waste materials because they are against the law. He explained that ASWAMA law of 2015 stipulates that offenses such as doing anything that would threaten the environment or constitute blockage of drainage systems are perishable. The director stressed that residents should imbibe the right attitude toward waste disposal, noting that the agency had ensured that waste bins are placed in various locations to enhance waste collection. Mr. Akora condemned the attitude of throwing refuse in drainage channels, noting that the agency would sanction anyone caught in the act, and enjoined all to bag their waste properly and dispose in waste bins for onward evacuation by the agency in order to maintain clean and healthy environment.
If you've just joined us, this is ABS Television News. Up ahead, suicide attacks killed 3 persons and injured many in Borno State. On the foreign scene, Algeria Parliament to name interim president tomorrow, following resignation of Abdelaziz Bouteflika. With a short break here, this and more stories will be coming after now. Please join us again.
Here is a public service announcement. Anambra State government cancels collection of levies and fees in all markets in Anambra State. This is to inform the public that Anambra State government has cancelled the collection of all forms of levies and fees in markets and streets in Anambra State. The cancellation will be in effect until 1st June 2019. The 3-month cancellation period is to enable government and leadership of the various markets to deliberate and agree on a better and more effective model of collecting fees and levies in the markets. The public is hereby also reminded that the ban on sales of emblem is still in force. Anybody caught violating this cancellation and ban on sales of emblem will be arrested and prosecuted. This is for the attention of market unions and their leadership, traders, security agencies, and the public. Announcer, Mr. C. Don Adenoba, Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment.
You're welcome back to the news. A twin suicide attack has killed 2 civilian joint task force members, 1 civilian, and injured 45 others in the Muna Dalti settlement in Maiduguri, Borno State. Head of the Rapid Response Team of the Borno State Emergency Management Agency, Bello Dambata, confirmed the attack. According to Dambata, 2 members of the Civilian Joint Task Force cited carriers of the person-borne impoverished explosive device and tried to stop them, but they were killed alongside 1 civilian following the detonation. The 2 female PBIED carriers detonated the explosives at 5 minutes interval at Muna Dalti settlement. He stated that the injured sustained various degrees of injury as a result of the explosion and are currently receiving treatment at General Hospital, Maiduguri. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has announced implementation of meter asset providers, MAPs, by providing permits to 2 firms. The Commission issued the permits in accordance with Section 4, Subsection 3 of MAP Regulations 2018 to firms that were successful in the procurements conducted by Abuja Electricity Distribution Company and Just Electricity Distribution Company. The MAP Regulation 2018 requires all electricity distribution licenses to engage MAPs to assist in closing the metering gap and thus eliminates the practice of estimated billing in the Nigerian electricity supply industry. With this development, over 1.4 million meters would be provided to utility consumers served by AEDC and JEDC. On the foreign scene, Algeria's parliament will meet tomorrow to name an interim successor to Abdelaziz Bouteflika a week after widespread protests forced the ailing president to cede power. Algeria's constitution stipulates that the Speaker of the Upper House of Parliament, currently 77-year-old Abdelkader Ben Salah, should take the presidential reins. He is to serve for up to 90 days, during which a presidential election must be organized. The legislators are expected to finalize the vacancy of the post of president and then designate Abdelkader Ben Salah as head of state. Salim Rabahi, communications head of the Upper House of Parliament, said, faced with week-long demonstrations and having lost the support of the army, Bouteflika resigned on April 2nd after 2 decades in power. On sports news, Nigerians have been urged to be actively involved in sporting activities to promote healthy living. Speaking at Uncle Ralph the Great Academy, Mbako, during her first inter-house sports launching and presentation of our Achievers magazine, the director of the school, Comrade Okafor Raphael, noted that sports is a necessary activity for people of all ages, especially for children, pointing out that exercise provides a variety of benefits aside physical fitness. Uche has details.
Comrade Raphael noted that children's participation in sports can help build self-esteem, confidence, and can motivate them to perform well academically. He explained that these inherent benefits motivated the management of the school to organize the sports festival and disclosed that it will be an annual event.
We want to discover the inborn talent in the area of sports. But the special grace of God is an annual event, so we are not stopping.
The chairman of the occasion, Sebastian Nwachuku, lamented that most schools had abandoned the tradition of inter-house sports and called on schools within the state and environs to reintroduce a culture of sports, noting that it is a platform for the students to showcase their talents. The chairman pointed out that the essence of the magazine was to document the success of the first edition of the inter-house sports and promise its continuous production.
Students to exercise whatever they have, to bring out their psychic power, something that God has built in them. It helps them to exercise at this beautiful loss of everything and all that. From primary school, in this exercise, you will know what guy will be when he grows up.
A staff of the school, Mrs. Nneka Raphael, observed that the exercise had been a huge success, especially to the pupils, and hoped that the exercise becomes an annual event. In their separate remarks, 2 pupils, Master Anthony Chukwujeku and Mrs. Chidebe Chioma, expressed satisfaction with the program, noting that the exercise had been educative and useful. Other schools present at the event were El Gibo Unique International School Okudo and El Merit Jams Model School Isuanochia, Inugbaku. Uche reporting for ABS News.
And that's just about it. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website www.absradiotv.com. Like us at www.facebook.com/absradiotv. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And the main points of the news. Governor Obiano has reassured on upgrading facilities at Obunike Cave, Oyi Council area. UNICEF has intensified awareness campaign against open defecation in communities. Suicide attacks have killed 3 persons and injured many in Borno State. On the foreign scene, Algeria Parliament to name interim president tomorrow following resignation of Abdelaziz Bouteflika. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Good morning.